Yo, 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 we got Crypto King of Canada untangling his web of fast money. I don't know if you guys know who this is. I don't, but let's go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. We're on a ride to 100K. His name's Aiden or something like that. So we're going to see what happened to this guy. Because he was the Crypto King or something. See what happened. And the web of lies, how it unfolded. I want to say this, though. The main reason why you guys get caught is because you guys flaunt your wealth like you guys got it legally. If you guys didn't get it legally, don't flaunt it. If you guys got it illegally, just chill. Stay silent. But if you got it legally, flaunt it, bro. Throw it in the air. Throw whatever you want to do. But if you know you have a potential of going to jail for the money that you have in your account, don't buy nobody drinks. Don't go to Don't go to clubs and you order bottle service. Don't. Bro, you're putting your name out there. You're putting so much publicity out there that people are gonna look into you and people are gonna wonder how you obtained so much money so quickly, especially if you're young. You guys are stupid.
CTV's
Before we start,
U5.
The only drug I'm addicted to is making mother money.
Promises of easy wealth.
He had this big house, traveling all over the world.
Damn.
Teslas, a Lamborghini.
Bring investors by the hundreds.
He seemed like a very honest, charming individual.
I don't know how he's making the money.
But when it all
Hold on real quick, bro. Bumba Glide.
came apart.
He's gonna get what he deserves, and that's for sure.
Hundreds.
He seemed like
Is that
a
his mom? If that's his mom,
very
she's lying.
honest, charming individual.
I don't know how he's making the money.
Yeah, she's lying.
When it all came apart.
He's gonna get what he deserves, and that's for sure.
And now these people have lost life savings.
The question remains, what happened and where's the money?
I'm telling you guys, this is just the tip of the iceberg of the story.
Here is Avery Haynes.
Welcome to W5. He calls himself the Crypto King, a jet-setting 20-something from the suburbs accused of defrauding investors of at least $40 million.
Jesus.
In a one-hour special, we take you inside the world of Aiden Platursky to reveal how he earned the trust of hundreds, who helped him along the way, and how he's still showcasing his lavish lifestyle despite being forced into bankruptcy.
Bruh. Crypto bros.
This is Aiden Platursky, the jet-setting, wheel-spinning, so-called king of crypto.
I could pretty much wake up every single day and every other day was a movie.
A 25-year-old from the outskirts of Toronto who lives his life online. His followers believed he was a boy genius with a golden touch, investing in virtual currencies like Bitcoin.
The feeling was honestly surreal.
Yeah, okay.
It didn't actually feel real until I started cashing it out and I started spoiling myself.
Spoiling himself with a fleet of
Damn.
exotic cars, including Lamborghinis and McLarens.
My favorite car to drive was a McLaren 720S.
And dropping $45,000 a month to live at this 6-bedroom,
Damn.
8-bathroom, 10,000 square foot lakefront mansion west of Toronto.
This is a movie theater, and now let me tell you, these chairs right here, these are all Hermes made movie chairs.
Obsessed with high-end labels and
Jesus.
luxury brands, Aiden Platursky made
Did
sure
he own that house? I wonder.
everyone online knew about his eye-watering wealth.
One thing that I was taught from a very young age, you never say no to money. Never say no to money. Or never say no to gifts. That too.
Over a span of just 2 years, he collected tens of millions of dollars from people who believed his promises of massive returns. Investors who later learned that almost none of that money was actually invested.
Bro, this is just the tip of the iceberg of the story, I'm telling you guys. This is literally just the tip of the iceberg. This story is ridiculous.
Here's how it all began.
Let's see.
In high school, Platursky, while chasing baseball dreams, also began dabbling in trading, using birthday money and earnings from part-time jobs.
Smart.
He went to college for cybersecurity, but never graduated, instead taking courses on the side in foreign exchange trading.
So I invested in crypto back in 2015, and then I learned how to actually day trade in like 2019.
Platursky gained momentum as a trader when he was still in college. It was there he met Brandon Coburn.
He was just a relaxed person, very well-spoken. He seemed like a very honest, very charming individual.
Coburn and Platursky met at a party and shared an interest in music and making money,
Let's see.
finding subscription-based courses online that taught them how to trade.
We all had this idea of like trying to figure out a way to make money, and we started trading together. We'd go on the charts at 9 a.m. You're using fake money to learn the tricks in order to do that when you want to decide to do it with money.
For Coburn, the thrill of self-trading didn't catch fire.
I put $1,000 in it, and then I started trading and realized how hard it was. It was
It
very
is a little hard.
exhilarating but stressful at the same time. No, I blew my account. I blew my account pretty bad.
But Platursky's money just seemed to grow and grow.
We knew he was pretty decent at trading, but he just kept it to himself. He would trade once in a while, and we'd see what he was doing, and he was very quiet. I just saw him being successful, and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, whatever, he's trading, maybe he's doing good.
He somehow created an hysteria that he was trustworthy and reliable.
Norman Groot is a former police officer and fraud recovery lawyer.
At a certain point, I think he just figured out that the money was coming in easy. He was building up this facade, this lifestyle, that made it look like he was the success that he alleged to be.
To shape his crypto king persona, Platursky appeared in promotional ads that looked like news articles, like this one in Forbes magazine, touting his credibility.
What the
When
hell?
somebody starts pulling a lot of money in,
He has no emotion when he's telling people that he's actually doing what he's doing in order to get their funds. They're too willing to trust.
there's winners and there's quitters when it comes to gambling. You cannot be a quitter.
It wasn't particularly him that gave me confidence. It was the 10 people that I personally knew, all of whom ended up investing with him. Just that alone made me feel safe.
Anna is one of Aiden's Canadian investors. We met her in Central America, where she's keeping a low profile. She's agreed to speak with her identity hidden. In 2021, Anna says she was lured into investing with Platursky.
At the time, I just became curious.
These are the text messages she received from a longtime friend, convincing her that Aiden Platursky was the real deal.
What was it that made you feel like this was going to be a great investment?
They invested themselves, and then they showed me wads of cash that they were withdrawing from him.
Did you ever meet Aiden?
Yes.
And what
Oh,
was
yeah?
it about him that made you believe initially that he would be good with your money?
He was immediately speaking about regulatory compliance and him getting a license with the Ontario Securities Commission. Anybody who respects regulatory compliance knows the consequences. They respect the law.
And so Anna wired Platursky $75,000. In just 6 weeks, he sent her this text, claiming her investment had ballooned to over $120,000.
I thought to myself that there's just something that continuously felt like it's not right, and I wanted to get my original investment out.
But she never did. Despite asking Platursky directly for her original $75,000 investment, all Anna got were empty.
You know, I like to also get a schedule to get a repayment of your money to you. I'm putting together schedules.
Promises.
What the
And so she
hell?
went to authorities.
You blew the whistle on Aiden Platursky.
Yeah, I was the first person who filed that report with the Ontario Securities Commission and then
So I need
Toronto
my money
Police.
now, bitch. Not tomorrow.
And now over 150
Feel that?
people have come forward to claim they have lost a combined $41.5 million to the young man known as the Crypto King.
The effect of
40
fraud
mil? Damn.
alters people's lives, breaks up marriages, in the worst cases causes suicides. People don't have funds to pay for their kids' education.
On August 9th, 2022, an Ontario court forced Aiden Platursky and his company, AP Private Equity, into bankruptcy, and the process to seize his assets began. 11 luxury cars, including 2 McLarens, a Lamborghini, and an Audi RSQ8.
Damn.
$600,000 in cash and bank drafts, $32,000 in jewelry, including Aiden's diamond-encrusted Rolex.
Damn.
But all of that only adds up to $3.15 million.
Bruh.
So where's the rest of the money?
Need more money.
There is far more money that is still out there.
You believe there's a large amount of money out there somewhere.
Yes. A lot of people, they invest in cash. So we know about that. And that cash, we can't recover that. We can't trace that.
Can't trace
but
it.
that cash went somewhere. Somebody is keeping it safe for him.
Anna believes more of Platursky's assets could be hidden. Lawyer Norman Group believes Platursky collected far more than the $41 million in losses reported.
I think so too.
And why would somebody not report having lost
Because they don't want to. They don't want to give it back.
a large amount of money to Aiden's scheme?
Because it's embarrassing.
Various reasons. The primary reason, I just believe, is that they don't want their source of funds investigated.
Because it's being
Told you.
laundered or illegally gained money?
Yes.
One of the two.
There is some information that we received that, loosely using the word organized crime, was using him to move some money into crypto and hopefully take it back out on the other end of some exchange as laundered funds.
Just days after Aiden's interview with bankruptcy inspectors went public, the story takes a wild and dark turn.
I'm Aiden Platursky.
Yikes.
I'm the Forex trader that they're calling the Crypto King online.
An edited 12-minute video showing a beaten and swollen Platursky was posted anonymously on social media.
I should have been honest with everybody when I told them I had lost a lot of money. I lost close to $45 million, strictly alone in the crypto market.
Platursky says he was kidnapped and tortured for 3 days, allegedly by angry investors.
To all the investors and all the creditors, everything that happened is my fault. I'm not going to put the blame on anybody else. I'm not going to try to put the blame on anybody else.
Some of what he said, his lawyer claims, was coerced.
I feel humiliated. I feel disgusted in my actions. I feel disgusted in what I did. I want to make it right for everybody.
That kidnapping is under investigation by Toronto police, and Aiden Platursky has refused our requests for an interview.
Hold on, I'm just going to post in my Discord that I'm live.
But he chats freely with his fans on a streaming service called Kick.
What does a kidnapping even look like? Literally exactly how you see them in the movies. Like literally exactly what you see in the movies, that.
In this 4-hour stream, he takes questions while building Lego.
Can someone explain why people invested 40+ million in a kid that plays with Lego? Bro, I don't know. Why don't you go and ask them? I didn't even ask them for any money either. I didn't ask nobody. Yo, Kane, what up, bro?
He even talks about his own bankruptcy.
I've been cooperating with them for the past few months. It sucks, not gonna lie, but...
Openly answering questions.
Am I on federal charges? No, I'm not. No charges at all. Nothing criminal. Nothing criminal.
Bankruptcy means Aiden has had to hand over all his credit cards. And if he's managed to get a new card, there are strict rules.
Keep the card on file, but don't charge it. Yeah.
And yet he's been traveling the world on mystery money.
Am I banned from going to Canada? No. How can you be banned from going to Canada? I'm Canadian, bro. Is the RCMP after you? No, because I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do shit wrong.
Posting his adventures in Miami and from London and Australia.
Am I on the run? Why you travel so much? What do you mean, am I on the run? Why do I travel? Bro, if I was on the run, I wouldn't be streaming. Like, are you dumb?
And then we see him partying in LA, driving exotic cars, eating lavish meals. He's even offering financial advice.
It's important not to have a ton of money in your bank account because money doesn't really do good if it's just in your bank account, right? You gotta make your money work for you. Like, that's actually some real shit.
Sharing on Instagram that he's trading again and claiming he made $46,000 profit in one day. Aiden Platursky doesn't seem to have a care in the world.
If this is bankruptcy, where do I sign up?
When we come back,
It was my first time ever investing, right? So it was a huge deal for me.
the mystery deepens as trouble mounts.
He is the greatest snake oil salesman of all time.
When W5 continues.
I don't want to be taken advantage of again.
As Canada's crypto king,
This is just the tip of the iceberg of the story, I'm telling you guys.
25-year-old Aiden Platursky has captured international attention, selling himself as a genius trader, flaunting a lavish lifestyle before a dramatic fall.
I'm Aiden Platursky.
Beaten and kidnapped, allegedly by angry investors.
I'm sorry. I really am. I didn't want to or mean to ruin anybody's life. I know some people's lives have been ruined by this.
Platursky collected at least $40 million from hundreds of investors who believed he was a successful trader. Now it's alleged it was nothing more than a Ponzi scheme, an investment fraud that dangles high returns with no risk and pays out first investors using the funds received from new investors.
Ponzi.
There's a disturbing element to his ethical well-being.
Producer Shelley Ayers, associate producer Hannah Alberga, and I have been digging into Aiden Platursky's complicated web. We have learned he was not acting alone, but was being funneled money from at least two separate sources. We know that Aiden Platursky is sort of the face of all of this, but we've been able to identify at least two feeder groups, Ryan Rumble in Chatham, as well Colin Murphy in Oshawa.
That's right. Ryan was kind of running, or at least it appears, is running a similar type investment arrangement, like a mini Aiden Platursky.
So the people in Chatham, Hannah, are investing with this guy, not realizing that they're connected to the so-called crypto king in Whitby.
And then they see Aiden's name on the news, and they start realizing how similar the two schemes sound. And that's actually how they started proving that Ryan's scheme was the same as Aiden's.
Crypto bro.
A group of investors is wondering tonight where their money went after a 23-year-old whiz kid dubbed the Crypto King was declared bankrupt by Canadian courts.
I was watching this and I was like, holy shit, this sounds exactly like what I'm involved with.
Emily Heim is a mother of two. She says in 2021, Chatham was buzzing about incredible returns being offered by a local referral-only investment club called Banknote Capital.
Damn.
Who was it that came to you and told you that this could be a great way to make some money?
It was my father.
Your dad?
Yeah, very smart with his money. He's a businessman, so I really trusted him.
So what's the total number of people?
Well, there was like 125 that were invested, right?
Her dad invested $250,000, and Emily borrowed against her house to invest $100,000. They were promised returns of an astounding 10% a week.
There's no way. There's no way it's impossible. The market doesn't even 10% of you averaging. You'll even lucky to average 10% back within return it within a year. That's not real. They should have already known 10% a month of returns is not real. That's not possible. That's not possible. I'm sorry. If your company can do that, I'm investing. But me personally, I know damn well 10% every month, there's no fucking way in hell you could do that because the market's always like this. It's always like this. It's never straight up. It's always like this. It's always going like this. Whoop! And then go whoop! And whoop! And then whoop! And whoop! And whoop! It's never not just one side. So that's why I'm saying like 10% within a year. A lot of investors are even happy to get that.
First time ever investing, right? So it was a huge deal for me. It wasn't money we just had sitting in an account. It was money we were borrowing.
The face of banknote capital, Ryan Rumble, who just like Aiden Platursky, lived large and in luxury.
Everyone talked about him driving around the Lamborghini. He had Teslas. He had this big house in Farmington Estates. It was a mansion.
All fake. All bought with you guys' Ponzi scheme money.
Golfs at the private golf club and traveling all over the world. And everyone would be like, I don't know how he's making the money.
According to claims in a class action lawsuit launched by Emily Heim,
by you guys borrowing it,
Banknote Capital collected nearly $14 million and transferred nearly a third of it, $4 million, to Aiden Platursky to invest.
Because I had no idea really anything about, like I said, investing. I'm just kind of trusting from what my dad said.
Emily was told to drop her investment off at this house.
It just seems so odd that I walked up to somebody's door and just handed them $100,000.
Yeah, $100K.
And I remember calling my dad and like panicking and in tears and saying, I think I just did something wrong.
This is who Emily dropped that money off to. Brock Tedford, seen here on a business trip in Dubai with his boss, Ryan Rumble.
He's ruined lives. If I stood by and did nothing, I'm
liar.
Just as bad as him.
For 2 years, Brock Tedford worked with Ryan Rumble at Banknote and a spin-off called First Class Capital. And now, in a television exclusive, he is publicly blowing the whistle on what he claims he uncovered from the inside.
At what moment did you realize there is something that just does not smell right here?
Ryan had this pitch deck made, and he was claiming to have managed money for Kevin O'Leary, Michelle Romano, Galen Weston Jr. of
He's like, there's no way.
Laws, and claiming Banknote was managing over $100 million USD, and I seen that, and what's happening here?
Tedford knew these celebrities had nothing to do with Banknote, and that the cash figures were wildly inflated. It was then, he claims, that he began secretly compiling incriminating emails and files to bring down Ryan Rumble and his company, Banknote.
That's crazy.
Well, I went and sat beside the guy every single day for months, and I had to act like he was my best friend, and meanwhile, I just wanted to fight him.
Tedford said,
oh, shit.
As when investors started clamoring for their money back, Ryan Rumble told him Banknote couldn't pay out. Why? Because of Aiden Platursky's bankruptcy.
I know Aiden only had like 4.5. So where the heck is the other like 8 million, Ryan? Where's it all at?
Emily started to get suspicious when updates stopped.
It was always
bro sent him 4 million, but she gave him 100K.
Kind of excuse as to why we weren't getting updates. There was no communication from Banknote for a while as to why we weren't receiving updates.
125 investors are now named in the class action suit. And Brock Tedford has handed over hundreds of files to the Ontario Securities Commission.
I kind of thought it would be like out of a movie where these guys haul it, get down here, and have this guy in cuffs the next day. Nothing has happened.
Wow.
Tedford says he's speaking out now because so many in his community have lost so much.
These are people that work their butt off every single day and their hands are bleeding when they get home. And hey, they've managed to save up this nest egg, and this Ryan guy gave them a shot. And they're like, wow, this is the ticket to a better life for me, my kids, my grandkids, everyone. Here you go, man. And now these people have lost life savings. So many lives
That's crazy.
have been impacted and honestly ruined by not just Banknote and Ryan, but so many other people. Like Aiden Platursky, for example, like he did this to so many people.
It's crazy. I feel bad for all the people that lost their money. Especially with Bernie. We're going to talk about that later.
Just nothing happens.
There is now a warrant out for Ryan Rumble's arrest.
Oh, well.
Because he ignored a court order to hand over his passport. Instead, he fled to Dubai.
What?
And just like his associate Aiden Platursky, he has now been forced into bankruptcy.
We haven't gotten any empathy. We haven't gotten any remorse.
The city hates him. Nobody wants anything to do with him. But the thing is, he is the greatest snake oil salesman of all time.
That's crazy, bruh. The fled to Dubai.
Coming up,
Trash the Lambo.
the lure of fast profit.
I was just impressed by the money that they were throwing around, the yachts and the boats and the cars.
When W5 continues.
It didn't actually feel real until I started cashing it out and I started spoiling myself. It didn't actually feel real until I started cashing it.
Crypto, bros. This is going to be our freaking thumbnail, so let's leave it first. But
it didn't actually feel real until I started cashing it out and I started spoiling myself.
25-year-old Aiden Platursky is living
cool.
It out and I started spoiling myself.
A Spider-Man suit. I want that suit, bro. One day. I'm going to have that one day.
25-year-old Aiden Platursky is living the high life, posting his travels and boasting to fans on a streaming platform.
The only drug I'm addicted to is making money. That's the only drug I'm addicted to. And we just hit 100 followers.
All of this despite being forced into bankruptcy by hundreds of investors who lost tens of millions of dollars in an alleged Ponzi scheme. But we've learned he wasn't acting alone. Platursky's orbit extended from Chatham in southwestern Ontario, where Ryan Rumble carried out a feeder scheme, to Oshawa, east of Toronto, where we've uncovered a second feeder scheme involving a 27.
Wonder if he's still up here. Let's go on.
So I met him right here in my very own backyard. I figured he must be doing something right to be cruising around with a Lamborghini and a Porsche.
Right.
Craig Sutherland invested with Colin Murphy, who introduced him to Aiden Platursky at a racetrack in southwestern Ontario.
Nice day for a burnout.
He took this video of them burning rubber in Colin's $300,000 Lamborghini.
Next time for a burnout. Oh, shit.
Trash the Lambo.
So after I saw that Aiden was down there with his McLaren, that kind of sold me on that this is legit. These guys got money, and I should probably toss more money in because these guys are getting huge returns on their money if they're buying friggin' McLaren straight out. I was just impressed by the money that they were throwing around and the stories he was telling me about the yachts and the boats and the cars.
Over 4 months in the summer of 2021, Sutherland handed over $270,000.
I knew the money was going to Aiden initially.
You know you got that money illegally? I was playing.
Colin said that he was transferring it to the main guy.
Sutherland believed he was making big returns from reports given over WhatsApp messages. According to Murphy,
oh yeah, he's still out. He's out. This to us is McLaren.
December, his $270,000 investment more than doubled. In January, that investment soared to $711,000. In February, Sutherland asked for $150,000 back, and he got a check from Aiden Platursky's company, AP Private Equities. And by March of 2022, Sutherland was told that the $120,000 he had left invested was now worth over $878,000.
These guys obviously had some big money.
But then, like the others, the updates slowed down.
Then when the communications started to slow down and there was no more discussion on the percentage of earnings that I was making, that's when I started to get bothered and worried a little bit.
As anybody?
Sutherland wanted to cash out. He even contacted Pleterski directly for the money.
I definitely researched and found out a phone number for Aiden and texted him and told him that he needed to square up with me because Colin was blaming him for losing my money.
Frustrated, Sutherland
losing the $800K?
Launched a civil suit against Colin Murphy, citing fraud, and he won, but he hasn't seen a penny.
Wow.
Now Colin Murphy is the first of Pleterski's circle to face jail time. Not for alleged fraud, but for what happened here.
Let's see what happened.
W5 has obtained this video of a search to seize Murphy's assets, including phones and computers. The person knocking on the front door is fraud recovery lawyer Norman Groot.
Are there any weapons in the house? No, man, I'm not a criminal. This is some...
With him is Keith Elliott, a private investigator and financial fraud examiner.
There are no weapons in the house? How many times do I gotta say?
We sat down with Elliott to review the search video, which has become a critical piece of evidence.
Bro, somewhere in the same way.
In the search, Colin Murphy hands over what he claims is his only phone.
And you're asking
okay.
specific questions to Colin about how many cell phones he has.
Yeah.
What's the point of that?
So we knew from the intelligence that we had gathered earlier that he had a minimum of 3 devices.
Watch the right-hand part of the screen. You can just see Colin Murphy. He goes into a bathroom that's out of frame.
Brother gonna wash down his phone.
Stays there for about 5 minutes.
He comes out of the bathroom, you're now back in the kitchen, search is about to begin. Where's the first place that you're gonna go?
I want continuity straight on that bathroom, which is the last point I saw Colin.
Elliott searches the garbage inside the cupboards.
Open up the fucking toilets right there.
And then he strikes gold.
James, he's doing a search. I found a cell phone hidden in the bathroom.
So you pull out the plunger caddy, peel back the layer of rubber.
And there's a phone right there.
Come on, Colin, you gotta do a better job of trying to hide it.
What's going through your mind when you found this?
Here's one of the missing phones, right? So here's the smoking gun.
So Colin, do you want to explain that one in the bathroom where you went in and you hid it in the bathroom yourself?
Do you want to speak?
Murphy grabs the phone and refuses to hand it over.
Colin, you gotta turn it over.
Take that. Well, he's going to call his lawyer right now.
No, you can't take that.
He's allowed to. He said.
No, he's not allowed to take that, man.
Colin, turn over the phone.
Turn the fucking phone over.
There's a court order, Colin.
Are you allowed to be physical?
No,
we'll bring the cops back.
We're not going to be physical, Colin, but this is actually very serious.
Speak to him.
Colin, the consequence is that this is all being filmed and that a judge is going to watch this standoff over your phone. Contempt of court is a serious
Give me the fucking phone.
matter, all right? This kind of contempt of court will land you in jail. But now what you've done is you try to conceal it.
The standoff ends when Colin Murphy allows Elliott's team to document the apps on the phone, and with his promise that he'll hand it over to the courthouse the next day.
He's gonna delete everything.
Murphy did that, but according to the evidence, the phone had been wiped.
I told you.
What information was potentially lost?
Everything
that was on that phone. So those 47 apps are all gone. Those applications could be banking information, they could be digital wallets, they could be crypto.
Craig Sutherland, who invested $250,000 with Colin Murphy, isn't surprised.
I'm sure there's money stashed away still, and that's why the evidence was destroyed. I know that for sure that at one point, Colin told me that he had over $1 million in a crypto wallet. So, I mean, that's money stashed out that's untraceable, so I'm sure he's still got the funds sitting somewhere.
When Colin Murphy showed up for his court date in Oshawa, we were waiting for him.
Bro, I'm still wearing the same fucking thing.
Where's the Porsche and the Lamborghini? What's so funny? Where's the Lamborghini? I heard it was at your grandpa's house.
Then go look.
don't know why you think this is all so funny.
Well, I'm glad you got the whole story and you don't know what an allegation is.
Well, let me ask you this. There are a lot of people whose lives have been really destroyed by investing with you. What do you have to say to them?
Nobody invested with me.
Yeah, all right.
Do you have any kind of remorse for the people whose lives have been destroyed by this? Yeah, no? You could face jail time today. You could go to jail. Are you prepared for that?
Doesn't care.
In January of 2024, Colin Murphy was found in contempt of court for refusing to hand over his phone and for destroying evidence. He could spend even more time in jail if he doesn't hand over his Lamborghini and the deleted data, which could include crypto wallets.
I just wanted to make sure that this doesn't happen again. He's going to get what he deserves in the end, and that's for sure. That's
I don't think so.
all I want is to see what he gets, what he deserves.
A lot of these people that do that shit don't ever get a lot of time. They get like 10 years, 20 years. Man, they're out and then they save all their money. They're not stupid.
What they're trying to say is I stole money.
Will justice be served?
It's to know what's coming in terms of.
In 2020 and 2022, this trio from Ontario collected at least $55 million from trusting investors who believed they could make them rich. None of them had a trading license or were registered with the Ontario Securities Commission. And Aiden Platursky, dubbed the Crypto King, is accused of fraud, including breach of contract and conversion.
What's conversion? Conversion. The act of taking someone else's property without their consent. So basically what they're trying to say is I stole money?
In August of 2022, Platursky was forced into bankruptcy. His creditors have been lining up to collect the assets he has left. Meanwhile, Platursky is traveling the world, flaunting his adventures.
Like, you know damn well he still has a lot of money.
I'm not hiding anything from these guys. I've opened all my books up to them. I don't have anything to hide because the thing is, I know I can trade. I know I'm a good day trader. I know I'm a good investor. I know where to invest money. I know how to invest money. I know how to raise money. I know how to collect money, right? Like, I'm not going to go run off because if I was going to run off, I'm going to be honest with you. I would have stayed in Australia. I would have stayed in the UK. I would have stayed in the US. I would have left a long time ago.
Like, if anybody asks, we're vlogging.
You can't miss Aiden Platursky now because he's all over the place streaming his whereabouts.
To me, it almost seems like a desperate way to protect himself.
He's like flaunting himself. He's not protecting himself. He's flaunting, bruh.
Anna lost $75,000 investing with Platursky. She thinks he's in danger. We agreed to hide her identity.
He doesn't know what's coming in terms of consequences. He doesn't know that his life can be, in danger, and should he go to jail because he has so much information on all these other people that he's been working with.
The public sees Aiden Platursky as sort of the kingpin in all of this.
He's not. I just don't see a 22-year-old kid, which is what he was at the time, thinking up of this grand plan of how we are going to go after these millionaires, billionaires, people who have decades of very successful business experience.
Platursky has already faced danger, tortured and beaten in a 3-day kidnapping. And he claimed people tried to extort money from him at the mansion he used to rent.
What did Aiden tell you about the extortion attempts against him?
He was saying that these people would show up at his house, threatened to go after his family and to hurt his individual family members. They would find out where the family lives. At a certain point, he had to get professional security to protect himself.
Platursky was forced to give up the mansion as part of the bankruptcy. The owner put it on the market, and in May of 2023, it sold for $8.4 million to the NBA's Shai Gilgeous
shout out.
Alexander. The pro baller was then shocked when he started getting harassed and threatened at the mansion by people looking for Platursky. In fear, Gilgeous Alexander moved out and took the seller to court to void the sale. He won. Our team has been digging into the original owner of the mansion, a man named Sandeep Gupta. In the basketball case, the judge mentions the relationship between Sandeep Gupta and Aiden Platursky. Curious and complex.
It was and is a curious and complex relationship. We know that Sandeep Gupta was not only the landlord of this mansion where Aiden was staying and renting, but he also provided him with lawyers, and Aiden called Sandeep a mentor.
And then when the crypto market started
So he was the one that was showing them how to do everything too.
to crash, Sandeep Gupta was the one that was giving Aiden advice about how to diversify his investments and things like that.
I don't know how many landlords actually get calls from tenants who are kidnapped, but Aiden Platursky called Sandeep Gupta again and again, begging
Oh yeah, that was him.
for him to come up with $3 million
Yeah, he was, yeah.
for the ransom.
And we know that he didn't pay the $3 million.
Right, but then he was dropped off near Sandeep Gupta's house, right?
Yeah, 3 days after.
W5 has reached out to Sandeep Gupta for comment several times.
No comment.
With no response.
I think that the people who are so busy paying for his expenses, they're the real risk.
Your theory is that the people who are now bankrolling him are doing so because he's not yet been arrested. But the minute he gets arrested, he now has a lot of information on people who may be above him,
Yes.
and that puts his life at risk.
Yes. I'm really interested in these other people who were in his orbit.
While Anna believes Aiden Platursky's live streams are a desperate way to protect himself,
So what's good, bro? How's the streaming going?
we've learned people in Aiden's orbit are frightened, and at least one has ended up dead. So much of the coverage has been about these young kids with all this huge wealth, but somebody in Aiden's circle, your son, is dead.
The rest of them are still alive.
Tracy
No way.
Collins lost her son Clayton Soika in March of 2023. When Platursky was released from the kidnapping, one of the people he turned to was her son, a 25-year-old model and influencer from Toronto, also known for his ties to the Biebers, even attending a wedding for Justin Bieber's father in 2018.
Oh shit.
Clayton was worried about Aiden.
Tracy says shortly after Platursky's kidnapping, her son came to her with wild stories. Clay comes to you and says, a friend of mine has been kidnapped. What did he tell you about that kidnapping?
He said that there were videos that were sent of, the torture and stuff.
He was sent the video of Aiden's abduction and torture?
Yes. A bunch of people were apparently.
What did he say was on that video?
He was talking about there was water.
I wonder if it was true.
Of Aiden's abduction and torture?
Yes. A bunch of people were apparently.
The torture, I mean, obviously the videos were sent. Those are true, but I wonder if Aiden was actually planned to torture, like somebody stalk him and do all that.
What did he say was on that video?
He was talking about there was water torture, there was hog tying, there was shooting a gun near his head, he was in the back of the truck.
This video, leaked on social media, doesn't show any of that. But Clayton told his mom he had seen the unedited version and knew who was behind the kidnapping. Do you think that your son was in fear as well because of what happened to Aiden?
You said these are bad people. I said, well, Clayton, why would they share this with you? Don't you feel like scared? And he said, no, I'm protected because I know too much. If you know too much, are you safe? Not really. You're a liability.
Clayton never sent his mother the video, but he did send her images like this of the two young men on a video chat, apparently right after Platursky was waterboarded. Clayton also told his mom Aiden was here for a month and went into hiding. 2 days after that message, Clayton was dead.
He looks like Justin Bieber. That's crazy.
That was a very hard day.
How did he die?
Police told Tracy that his death was a suicide.
What? No way.
And that shortly after, someone broke into his apartment.
Within hours, his phone and computer are stolen from the apartment. It doesn't make sense how, one, how would everybody know he was
He
dead
died. Yeah.
that quickly? And then two, they know he's dead and they need to get in the apartment
Yeah, they
and
need to get in the apartment.
take his stuff.
Tracy knew little about her son's circle. She knew he struggled with drugs and mental health.
He knew a lot of bad people, I think.
She was surprised to learn that police quickly recovered her son's electronics, now being kept as evidence in Platursky's kidnapping. She was also surprised at the police presence at her son's funeral.
The funeral was just ridiculous. There were 5 security guards, the police, the undercover police there.
And what were the police doing at the funeral?
They were watching everything. Like one was taking pictures of
Everybody there.
the cars in the parking lot, their license plates. And then the other one would point out sometimes if there was somebody of interest, and I would bring them downstairs with them so they could interview them.
The police were actually interviewing people at Clay's funeral?
Yeah. None of it made sense at all.
In the wake of her son's death, Tracy desperately searched for answers and contacted Clayton's friends. Many didn't reply, but Aiden Platursky, who was at the funeral, did.
That's his response.
I do not know exactly what happened simply because I wasn't there. And quite frankly, I don't believe what anybody tells me unless I witness something for myself.
And so it almost sounded like he had questions.
Yeah, he knew some. He knew some.
Too, but he had no answers.
Tracy says police told her to stop texting her son's circle, that some are dangerous people.
Am I scared? Yes. Do I want answers? Yes. I don't need to know anybody's name. I don't need to know anything like that. I want my son's stuff back and put this to rest.
We asked Toronto police about Clayton Soyka's death. In a statement, they told us that
no comment.
Are not investigating it and that it was deemed non-suspicious. As for Clayton's electronics, police say any evidence related to this case will be presented in court. Toronto police have charged 5 people in the kidnapping of Aiden Platursky, including one of his investors, a man named Akil Haywood.
He really is an interesting character on a number of different fronts.
We've been digging into his background.
I think this is wild that one of Aiden's investors is now up on charges accused of kidnapping, Akil Haywood.
Yeah, he says he's completely innocent, and he said he had nothing to do with it.
How much did he invest?
$740,000, yeah. And we also know that he has a long list of drug-related charges.
And he spent like over 4 years in jail. They weren't minor charges.
Nah, yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna make a comeback, all right?
While W5 has learned there is a joint task force investigating Platursky, both the Durham Regional Police and the Ontario Securities Commission have refused to comment.
What do you make of the fact that Platursky is live streaming every night talking about this as though he doesn't have a care in the world?
A concern of mine is that there's a lack of deterrence, a lack of consequence through the criminal system. Doesn't believe that whatever happens to him in the criminal system is going to be sufficiently harsh enough to stop his behavior.
Our criminal justice system is overworked and underfunded. So-called white-collar fraud, people losing money that may have not been entitled to that money to begin with, is low on the threshold when it comes to the process.
I had so much pride to the point where I didn't tell anybody that I was losing money. Right?
Yeah, okay.
I didn't tell anybody that I was losing any money. Unfortunately. If I spoke up a little bit earlier, you know, everything would be a lot different right now.
Victims in Platursky's bankruptcy have only recovered $3.15 million of the over $40 million they reported he collected.
Jesus.
For Anna, that means just $3,000, a fraction of the $75,000.
Oh, I would have been pissed.
She handed him.
Do you think that most people are still holding out hope?
I think that a lot of people are still holding out hope. Maybe a miracle will happen. I don't have faith because I already see what the system is like and what it's designed to protect.
As of February 3rd, 2024, Aiden Platursky has not
that's fucking crazy.
been charged criminally. Ryan Rumble continues to live in Dubai.
Crazy.
Colin Murphy has been sentenced to 5 months
That's nothing.
in prison.
That's crazy and nothing is happening. You got the justice system is.
The story surrounding Aiden Platursky is constantly evolving. We have a special section on our website where we're posting all new developments. You'll find it at w5.ctvnews.ca.
Shout out to WCT or whatever. It's crazy that happened. Sorry to all the victims that lost their money.
In the last few weeks, there have been.
Grind 100K though. Grind never stops. Let's get it. Shout out. Crazy.
Bye, have a great time.